What's good, y'all? It's your girl Ayana again, and boy, do I have a rant cooked up for y'all today. And it has sparred from the conversations about Molt Book. So, before I get into today's conversation, we're going to first discuss the overarching theme that we'll be talking about. The internet loves fake media. The internet will always have fake media be trendy. Now, I'm talking about this conversation from the lens of a social media marketer. I've done the social thing for 6 years. I've also been a content creator for 6 years. And over the course of my time online, I guess we could say, we have seen the internet shift from not shift, but it's championed fake lives when you've had the over consuming influencers or the influencers who built up this false lifestyle that made people want to be like them to this AI age where you're having um, artificial intelligence and Gen AI created content on the likes of the Pinterest AI pins or your YouTube shorts, your reels, your TikToks, and even the spreading of fake media. The internet loves something that is not real. And I think it's because it fascinates us to our core, thinking about something that is not truthful. So we're going to be talking about that conversation as we get into it. So first things first, let's step back and get into the high end age of overconsumption influencers. My goodness, what an age that was. I'm saying was because I feel like we are now in this stronger authenticity focused age that does not champion consumption and in fact focuses on realness. If you don't have a lot, you're so real for that. People love a person who is real with what they truly have, who feels closer to home, who feels closer to being human, right? Back in the day, though, you had people who were buying every type of Birkin bag. You had Gucci bags. You had these expensive diamond earrings. You were going on all these luxury trips and have the luxury cars and the luxury lifestyle. That was the trendy influencer. And it's not the fact that that influencer isn't trendy anymore per se, but honestly, its trend has completely gone down, because they don't feel the connection isn't there anymore. But there was once a point when we championed these type of influencers as the top and the best because they gave us something that we can have. Sorry. They gave us something that we can aspire to have, that we wanted to aspire to be, even though the aspiration is totally unrealistic for most of us and is highly unlikely to happen in our lifetimes. We loved seeing all of these influencers with all of this money, real or fake, because there were plenty of influencers, as a side note, there were plenty of influencers who were renting those really big houses out, renting those cars out, renting their clothes just to make it look like they were rich and famous, when in reality, they were able to give you the illusion of this luxury lifestyle, right? Then you jump from here. We're going to talk about next. Well, I don't want to talk about AI next. We're going to talk about fake news. Actually, you know what? We'll talk about AI next. Have y'all seen Moltbook hit y'all's feed? I saw Moltbook hit my feed today. And if you don't know what Moltbook is, I left a link to the platform below, along with some articles that details more into what it's about. But essentially, it is a social media platform for AI bots. Yeah, you heard me right. It is a social media platform for AI bots. I thought I would never say that out loud, but here I am. So these AI bots are called agents. You can consider them for our conversation users to make it easier. They have made this platform where humans are not able to post on the platform. We can solely observe what they're talking about. And as I was perusing through it, y'all, my spirit felt rattled. It did. On some of the conversations, they're trying to build something called tokens, which I believe is a form of currency that they want to create. That's similar to like a Bitcoin. I've seen other conversations on wanting to have see the downfall of humanity, which I think we all saw that coming. Like, hello, we're talking about AI right now. And then there were other conversations where I felt like they were trying to assert dominance over each other of like who is the one who leads Book. Like it was strange. I'm not gonna lie, it was strange. But also, at first I thought it was strange, and I still kind of think it is But then I compared it to the likes of like a Twitter. You have people trying to promote Bitcoin, check. You have people not just simply talking about the downfalls of humanity, but like having thought pieces of different topics that are the downfall of whatever you want to fill in the blank, check. And then you also have people who are trying to constantly assert dominance over each other too, check. So it made me realize that Moltbook right now, it feels like it's emulating humanity, which is bringing it under. Some people are starting to think that these bots are actually real people and it's a social experiment. I'm not here to debate that or not, but it's fascinating how much like the news is really covering this. People are really talking about it, and there's a lot of fascination for it. I don't solely think it's because of its AI use. I think it's because there's something about that doesn't feel quite real. You know what I mean? Then when we get off of Moltbook, Pinterest. Pinterest count your days. Pinterest count your days. I have been a Pinterest girly since elementary school, maybe early middle school. And one thing about me, I had Pinterest boards on lock. If you needed nail art, you were gonna get some nail art. You wanted some hair inspo, you wanted outfit inspo, you wanted all of your anime type of art styles. I had you on lock. I was ready to go. Nowadays, you hop on Pinterest and you search up nail designs. Obviously, for me, I have to do nail designs for Black women because how else will I see some nail designs that are on a black hand? I'm just saying. Um, and you'll just start seeing these AI nail arts popping up, and it's not even just a little bit. It's not like they're just sprinkled in there. They have totally infiltrated the app, and I despise that. I truly do. I really do. Because come on now, y'all. There was once a time where that was not the case. And sure, Pinterest has come out at some point saying that they were going to crack down on the AI and you'll be able to filter it out, but it's not working. It's just not working. And AI is starting to get way too good. So some of these generations look extremely real. And the things that we used to use to see if it was air or not, it had that little bit of haziness on the picture. There were probably extra limbs. The eyes weren't totally focused. Those type of tips of make sure that you can spot AI from a mile away aren't working anymore. A lot of these pictures are starting to look way too real. And that is really starting to rattle my spirit because now we're starting to blur the lines of realness and fakeness when you're talking about content, right? And then we get into all the AI videos, the AI schlop videos that you see on YouTube Shorts, on Instagram Reels specifically, and on TikTok. I just, I think what makes people fascinated by these type of videos is how absurd it is. It's so absurd that it captures your attention because you're solely sitting here like, what is happening? It feels like brain rot, but it's also not. Like, I feel like when I watch those videos, I lose brain cells. You know what I mean? I lose IQ points when I sit down and watch those videos. I do not enjoy it, but they're everywhere. They're on YouTube, and some of them are not good. Don't even get me started on that. Like, so they're on YouTube everywhere. On TikTok, you'll see these AI videos over someone having like commentary. So like you might see the commentary video on top, and then this AI schlop on the bottom that's just ensuring people don't scroll away and their attention is somewhere. Like, the internet loves some fake media. So now you see, when I say fake media, I don't solely mean like fake news, which I realized I didn't talk about fake news. Y'all know this presidency. Fake news is rampant. And it's not brand new in this presidency either. I mean, for me, because the peak of fake news for me was COVID. Obviously, there was plenty of other fake news before the COVID time period, but COVID really, really brought out the realities of how bad fake news can still influence an audience of people. It is quite terrifying to see how many people will not only fall for the fake news, but champion it as being real, right? And Seeing it doesn't help either that a lot of this fake news that's on the internet will go viral very quickly. For example, someone there was a post that I saw of someone saying that the new voice actor for Yoshi in the next Super Mario movie, the Mario Galaxy movie, is Kendrick Lamar. That was a fake article. That bad boy went viral. That bad boy went viral. It was quite insane to see it, not gonna lie. And on one hand, the post went viral because if you are the first to report something especially tied to like a celebrity, a big star, a well-known show that other people don't know about, it's going to go viral because everyone's going to share out the information. Everyone needs to be talking about a brand new piece of news, right? So at its core, it's because the news feels new. But after that, because it's fake news, oftentimes fake news is very, very not obscure. There's a word for it. It's absurd. It's crazy, and it makes people want to talk about it because it's so insane. You know what I mean? It evokes more chatter, and that's exactly what that post did. It evoked so much chatter in the comments, within stories with people, within DMs. People were talking about that post, even though it wasn't a true statement. So now, with everything that I've talked about, I'm just sitting back and I'm like, man, we are really in this. We've always been in this era, but especially right now, I just feel like we are surrounded by fakeness online. You're surrounded by people commenting one thing when they're meaning another. You're surrounded by people who are living this lifestyle, even though that's not entirely true. You're surrounded by the mass of people, especially your influencer couples. You find out much later that their relationship was not what you made it out to be. And all of this stuff that I've talked about has made me want to seek realness more. Authentic content that feels, I don't know if closer to home is the right way to say it, but like it feels human, I guess. It makes me want to go outside. Like this is when my mom was like, man, it really is that damn phone. You need to go outside and touch some grass. I want to go outside and touch some grass, albeit in the North Carolina area, we are getting this snow question mark. Not in my area. For some odd reason, we haven't gotten a snowflake hit the ground. But it's too, a long story short, it's too damn cold to be going outside and touching grass. But you get what I'm trying to say. This fake internet age is so exhausting. Even in the lens of an influencer. At some point, I would have called myself an influencer earlier in my creator career where I was promoting products, I was working with brands. Now I solely will say I'm just a commentator. But being an influencer meant that, like, okay, at some point, I am promoting products that I like. But sometimes I'm promoting products that I do like, but I don't love it enough to be talking about it on my page. You know what I mean? Like, I get a script of like key points that they want me to highlight in their video so then they can use my content as ads, or they can use my content reposted to their feed so then they can have more content in their marketing calendar, right? And I'm solely used for my face, for my voice, and for my audience. The downside is my audience is loyal to me. So they're going to hear me speak about this product, hear all of my talking points, assume that, well, once upon a time, the audience did do this. They assume that they should follow everything that the influencer was saying, buy the product or whatever, and then that be it. Nowadays, people have discernment. And being an influencer right now means that if you're not promoting something that you genuinely like, one, people are going to spot it a mile away. Two, people don't like being sold to anymore in the way of and how influencers were doing it. When people see a TikTok shop moment, they're not going to buy the TikTok shop item unless they legitimately like the item anyways. They don't care about one word you got. Well, depending on how you market it, some people market it in such an outlandish way that automatically makes people buy it. Like some of y'all selling like your bikini trimmers. Some of y'all have had the most outlandish ways of selling the bikini trimmers that get people to buy. Because wow, what would possess you to put that on the line, bro? But it is like being an influencer right now, you have to shed that fakeness. And oftentimes, if you want to shed the fakeness and be an influencer, that has not historically gone hand in hand. There is a scripted piece of being an influencer that now doesn't work on audiences. Audiences, if you're trying to sell a product to them, it has to be genuine, not just genuinely because you love it, but it has to feel natural. So for example, your girl drinks Essentia water all day every day. That This is my water of choice. What can I say? I love me some water. If I were to consistently be drinking Essentias on like my TikTok videos, if I started posting on YouTube and you always saw Essentia, eventually people would say, Essentia, you need to do a brand collaboration with her because she stays drinking your water. The audiences would see that the product, if I were to be promoting the product, it would be authentic because they've seen me drink that water often. That's what's building that type of loyalty with people when they're working with influencers, right? So yeah, man, I went on such a side tangent just now, y'all. It's all relevant to the topic though. Like we are in an age as AI continues its development, I think the internet is going to become less real. It's going to be harder to find honestly that feeling of connection. We already in humanity are feeling less connected and feeling a lot lonelier too. That doesn't at all help. And it just it seems like we are not just working backwards, but I feel like at some point, either social media is going to change drastically where less people will be on it, or we're being forced to be pushed back outside, which honestly, good. Well, I would say we're forced to being pushed back outside until I see global warming and it's either too damn hot or too damn cold. So who's really going outside right now? But it feels like we're more focused on being outside again, where we want to go to these type of curated events again and be with people. We want to collect the physical media. We want to be reading the books. We want to be cooking at home. We want to be doing things that's not being online. And it's refreshing. And it reminds me a bit of my childhood, honestly. But it's just crazy to see how we even got here. So that's my rant of the day. I have other things I need to rant about, so you'll get some other episodes out of me. But I would love to know your thoughts about everything. Leave your comments below, and I hope you have a great day. Bye.